Hello everyone. We're going to read The Great Kapok Tree by Lynn Cherry. This book is full of great illustrations. Just look at the beautiful pictures and all the animals around the sides. I think you'll like this book a lot. Two men walked into the rainforest. Moments before, the forest had been alive with the sounds of squawking birds and howling monkeys. Now all was quiet, and the creatures watched the two men and wondered why they had come. The larger man stopped and pointed at the kapok tree, and then he left. Wonder where he went. The smaller man took the axe he carried and struck the trunk of the tree. Whack, whack, whack. The sound of the blows rang through the forest. The wood of the tree was very loud. Chop, chop, chop. There's the tree, the poor tree. The man wiped off the sweat that ran down his face and neck. Whack, chop, whack, chop. Soon the man grew tired. He sat down to rest at the foot of the great kapok tree. Before he knew it, the heat and the hum of the forest lulled him to sleep. There he is. Sleeping. Looks like there's a snake up there. A boa constrictor lived in the kapok tree. He slithered down the trunk to where the man was sleeping. He looked at the gash the axe had made in the tree. Then the huge snake slid very close to the man and hissed in his ear, "Señor, the tree is a tree of miracles. It's my home, where generations of my ancestors have lived. Do not chop it down." I wonder if he got scared. The bee buzzed in the sleeping man's ear. "Señor, my hive is in this kapok tree, and I fly from tree to tree and flower to flower, collecting pollen. In this way, I pollinate the trees and the flowers throughout the rainforest. You see, all living things depend on each other." A troop of monkeys scampered down from the canopy of the kapok tree. They chattered to the sleeping man. "Señor, we have seen the ways of the man." Look at all those monkeys. "You chop down one tree, then come back for another and another. The roots of these great trees will wither and die, and there will be nothing left to hold the earth in place. When the heavy rains come, the soil will be washed away, and the forest will become a desert." Who do you think is going to talk to him now? Looks like the birds, right? A toucan, a macaw, and the cockadoodle rock flew down from the canopy. "Señor," squawked the toucan, "you must not cut down this tree. We have flown over the rainforest and see what happens once you begin to chop down the trees. Many people settle on the land. They set fires to clear the underbrush, and soon the forest disappears. Where once there was life and beauty, only black and smoldering fire remains." I think the frogs are coming to talk to him now. A bright and small tree frog crawled along the edge of a leaf. In a squeaky voice, he said, "Señor, a ruined rainforest means ruined lives, many, many ruined lives. You will leave many of us homeless if you chop down this kapok tree." Uh-oh, look who's coming to talk to him now. A jaguar had been sleeping along a branch in the middle of the tree. Because his spotted coat blended into the dappled light and the shadows of the understory, no one had noticed him. Now he leapt down, padded silently over to the sleeping man, and growled in his ear, "Señor, The kapok tree is home to many birds and animals. If you cut it down, where will I find my dinner? Four tree porcupines swung down from branch to branch and whispered to the man, Senor, do you know what we animals and humans need in order to live? Oxygen. And Senor, do you know what the tree produces? Oxygen. If you cut down the forest, you'll destroy that what gives us all life. Several anteaters climbed down the kapok tree with their young clinging to their backs. The unstriped anteater said to the sleeping man, Senor, are you chopping down the tree with no thought about the future? And surely you know that what happens tomorrow depends upon what you do today. The big man tells you to chop down a beautiful tree. He does not think of his own children, who tomorrow must live without any trees. Do you know what that is? It's a sloth. They move very slowly. A three-toed sloth had begun climbing down the canopy when the man first appeared. Only now did she reach the ground, plodding ever so slowly over to the sleeping man. She spoke in her deep, lazy voice, Senor, how much is beauty worth? Can you live without it? If you destroy the beauty of the rainforest, on what will you feast your eyes? Then a child from the Yanomon tribe, who lived in the rainforest, knelt over the sleeping man. Senor, when you awake, please look upon us all with new eyes. The man awoke with a start. Before him stood the rainforest child, and all around him staring were the creatures who depended on the great kapok tree. What wondrous and rare animals they were. The man looked about and saw the sun streaming through the canopy. Spots of bright light glowed like jewels amidst the dark green forest. Strange and beautiful, plants seemed to dangle in the air, suspending from the great kapok tree. The man smelled the fragrant perfume of their flowers. He felt the steaming mist rising from the forest floor, but he heard no sound, for the creatures were strangely silent. The man stood and picked up his axe. He swung back his arms as though to strike the tree. Suddenly, he stopped. He turned around and looked at the animals and the child. He hesitated. He dropped his axe and walked over and out of the rainforest. And that is the story of the kapok tree.